I would now like to introduce my good friend and very insightful member of our AIM community, Mr. Nikhil Kamath. He is the president. He's the current president of the AIM Alumni Association India chapter, and he was the immediate past chairman of the Federation of AIM Alumni Associations for the whole AIM network. Okay, so Nikhil is an established entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience in the Indian electrical equipment sector in the categories of power cables and power control systems. Okay, Nikhil is a firm believer in social good. He devotes equal time towards his two passions, which is Kamran Power, his business, and his alma mater, AIM. His motto is "Slow and steady wins the race." Okay, and as his time as chairman of the federation and president of the Indian Association, Nikhil's credo when it comes to managing the alumni organization has been to reconnect, re-energize, and revitalize. Okay, so Nikhil this morning is going to talk more about the alumni and the alumni association's role in helping the community find jobs at different stages of their life. Okay, so on that note, I want to welcome our next speaker, Mr. Nikhil Kamath.
Good morning, Kumusta. Well, as you can see, I had got a note saying that you can dress formal or informal. But as the credo goes, I wear AIM on my sleeve and I'm wearing an AIM t-shirt. So this just goes to show that I'm very passionate about AIM. Now, we are prone to do CP, that is class participation. But I have been given 10 minutes. So I have got 6 slides as mandated by the CSO, and also got a written speech so that I do not lose focus and can send the message across. So I'll just share the screen now. I hope it's clear. So good morning. Before I begin, I would like to thank Career Services Office for the invitation to air my views from an alumni perspective, and more importantly, an alumni association POV. There were quite a few points raised by my fellow panelists, and not to mention the always fine moderation, my dear friend and my senior, Professor Richard Cruz. There was a time that the topic of placement services at AIM would be akin to holding an umbrella in the middle of the desert, expecting it to rain. However, with time, as things evolve, so must we. With more and more globalization at lightning speed, it's now even more crucial to enable that a prospective graduate from AIM to have on-hand skills, assistance, and guidance to attain the best offers from across the globe, rather than from his home country. After all, we were once the Harvard of the East, and in my eyes, we shall continue to do so. Just to add, when I graduated in 1998, we had a logo, hit the ground running, and we were known as Asian Tigers. We are still Tigers, but we have to roar again. The MBA Championing Your Career program, a 4-step career program by the CSO, which is shown in your slide, seems to be in the same direction as above. And I'm certain it would evolve with time in hand with inputs from various alumni associations of the school and alumni alike. With the alumni spread across the United States to the Middle East to Australia, now is the time to make alumni participation more inclusive and more regular. And by the way, I'm still the world body head until August 2021. And I have traveled the length and breadth of Southeast Asia. And I must say that wherever I have gone, I have seen that the alumni are well placed and they're doing very well. And they're always ready to help alumni. Yeah, this is the association. Let me see, I think I just missed a slide. Yeah, okay. Now, as I'm speaking from the alumni perspective, As an Indian Association president, I would like to throw some light. The AI, which is the Alumni Association of India, has probably been the classic case of a phoenix rising, with alumni activities and inclusiveness gone through the roof in spite of the pandemic. We are probably one of the only alumni association across a multitude of schools to have had such an active alumni participation towards the webinar series with guest speakers from all walks of life, from various enterprises and from across the globe. This germ of an idea came to us during the pandemic, and I'm happy to say that we have until now completed 49 webinars where we had speakers from professors to alumni speaking about their job profile or what they have done in the industry. The seeds of alumni inclusiveness, which began way back in 2017 and finally bore fruit in 2021, when the pandemic hit, Indian students who had to move back to their hometowns after spending less than their 1 year tenure in Manila. They had come to Manila in September of 19, and I think so in March 2020, they had to come back home because of the pandemic. The Indian Alumni Association was swift to establish an unofficial mentorship group then, offering career advice and tips via multiple Zoom sessions from industry experts. Not to mention that 5 students out of the batch size of 13 were placed through Indian alumni contacts. All is being done informally and amidst the helping hands of the alumni. Here, I must also congratulate the CSO for one of the Indian alumnus who is based in the Philippines. The CSO has been very helpful in placing that person in a career of her choice. So CSO, thank you very much for taking care. Now imagine the same in a partnership with the school and the other alumni associations in a formal manner. The effectiveness of the same would be tenfold at the minimum. And that is what we would like to do for the future. Alumni plus school is equal to effective collaboration. Given that the CSO is off to a good start with the 4-step career program, it would be my delight to suggest the following as to enable a better and more in-depth result leading to the betterment of the students. Term 1, self-awareness. During the term 1, it would be good to enable guest speakers from the alumni to interact and edify the students on various career choices and topics in order to enable a better shape up of their choices and their career strategy plan. Such an interaction would also enable the students on various tiny yet crucial aspects as to what course would help them in regards to their career plans, establishing the needed routes. This would also be a good time to form mentorship groups channelized according to region or topics. Term 2, career exploration. Given the routes formed at the term 1, the students can now move on to interaction from various individuals or industry experts via forums such as LinkedIn and various alumni groups, leading them to enable their own success stories in terms of leads for post-graduation internships or jobs. It would also be a good term to enable topics of probable internships across various firms via various alumni outreach programs, along with sensitizing them to the matter of duration of job hunting and other practical aspects of the same. Certainly, along with the beginning of basics of enabling a successful path to the end goal, landing a dream job, leading to the teachings in term 3. Term 3. Apart from the self-branding initiatives plan, it would be good to enable the aspect of collective branding of the students via more in-depth participation across the myriad of leadership programs and business competitions conducted by various other Tier 1 schools, rather than just a handful. This would enable the students of the school to be in limelight during the final crucial months before then go on to the actual recruitment drive in term 4. Term 4, where we are this year. With the amount of dedicated and directed guidance put in, it should be by default that the student should pass through the career fairs and recruitment drive with elan and ease. My only suggestion as this aspect would be that the CSO should enable a wider outreach of companies, not just from the Philippines, but of a number of countries via the alumni associations and the alumni network itself. It would certainly enable and re-establish the point of AIM being a global school. In order for us to remain a global school, there has to be an emphasis on the recruitment and selection of students at the time of admissions with a more diverse incoming batch of students on a yearly basis. Finally, I would like to end my views with a few tips from the alumni contingent for the students participating in the job fair and wishing them the very best. These are some of the points which I have got from the graduating batch because I did a little survey and these are some of the inputs. So just to go through them, first, keep a positive attitude. The time between graduation and finding a job is difficult. This is a time where your true character is put to test. Create a support group for yourself as it's online. For this time, it could just be family and friends. Second, your first job after MBA will shape the rest of your career, so choose wisely. Three, be genuine and grounded. Only you know your true worth. Don't underestimate or overestimate it. Four, don't apply anywhere and everywhere. Once applied in some companies, candidature is blocked for 6 months. You are solely responsible for your career. School and alumni association can only connect you to the right people. I would like to highlight this again and again. You are the master of your destiny. After graduation, it takes an average 2 to 5 months for AI and grads to find good job opportunities. This is normal, so don't be upset. Even in a pandemic, people have got very good jobs. A case in point is what has happened with the 2020 batch. That's a case study for you all. Concentrate on one thing at a time. Don't spread yourself too thin. Keep attempts consistent. There is nothing called a good time to apply of layoff season, etc. You get a job when you have the right fit with your profile. Network well, connect to the right people, choose your MBA concentration subjects wisely. They should either be relevant to your future jobs or to you personally. Have the urgency to get a job in mind, but don't choose anything you get. I mean, this is what is the most important thing. And the last slide, my email ID is there, my mobile number is there. Wishing you the best of luck. AIM grads, whoever has passed out from AIM has always been a success story. So just relax and focus on the task ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nikhil. There's so much information packed in that presentation and a lot of insights and experiences from not just the alumni from India, but I think from across the whole alumni network. So thank you for that. For you. Okay. Number one is you told us the story about how successful the alumni was in assisting all the MBA 2020 students who had to fly back mid-year to India. And you did mention that there's a lot of patience required to do that, but ultimately most of them were quite successful in getting excellent jobs. So I'm just curious, what do you foresee for the batch 2021? Can you give them some direct advice as to like how should they, what's the first step in collaborating with the Alumni Association? What's the best way? Who are the best people to talk to so that maybe they can also exploit, aside from the other platforms and the executive search that we talked about, what's the best way, most efficient, effective way to reach out?
See, first and foremost, this is where the school should come in. When the students come into the school or they are admitted, the alumni association, a respective alumni association should get a list of those students with their credentials. This has not been happening. I hope it will happen soon. For a 2021 batch, again, being a very proactive association, we reached out through some of the Indian alumni based in Manila. And in this batch, there are 4 students who are studying. And already I have formed a mentorship WhatsApp group with these 4 students, and they're already online today. But just on a holistic picture, what is more required is that the hand holding, it's like a relay race, okay? It's the 4 to 400 meters relay race. So the first baton is given by the student to the school. And at that moment of time, the school should also involve the alumni association. What I would suggest the graduating students would be, is that once they are coming near graduation, they will also have other people in that mentorship group who have recently graduated who will share their experiences, because you and me are ancient. We are relics. Okay, we are the mummies, pharaohs of Egypt. So the youngsters who have gone through, they are the people who will learn. And this is an evolving process. And one thing I must tell everybody time and again, AIMers will take time. Some schools have their students taking the elevator. We take the steps, but because we take the steps, we stay there at the top for a long time.
Okay, I wish we had more time because the insight that I had just talking to you right now was that this element of coaching and mentoring. Where can I find the right mentors and coaches to help me make these decisions along this my job hunting way? We talked a lot about learning. When I was talking to Atul and Mario, both of them emphasized the need for learning. I didn't get a chance actually to ask them about their thoughts about mentorship and coaching, etc., which would have been an excellent topic. Just to really understand more deeply in terms of like how LinkedIn enables mentorship and coaching, and then maybe even in the executive search, I'm sure Mario himself personally is also personally mentoring and coaching not just the applicants but also the CEOs of the employers that are.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure you're also coaching the CEOs there, right? So thank you, Nikhil, for that. I appreciate that. That's probably like one of the real unique values of the Alumni Association in terms of like just knowing that you can talk to somebody who has the experience but came from the same school experience, right? And came from the same sort of learning experience back at AIM. So maybe in the future that could be a topic, Jay, comparing Nikhil. Nikhil, we're running out of time, so I just have two direct questions for you. Okay, number one is you told us the story about how successful the alumni was in assisting all the MBA 2020 students who had to fly back mid-year to India, and you did mention that there's a lot of patience required to do that, but ultimately most of them were quite successful in getting excellent jobs. So I'm just curious, what do you foresee for the batch 2021? Can you give them some direct advice as to like how should they, what's the first step in collaborating with the Alumni Association? What's the best way? Who are the best people to talk to so that maybe they can also exploit, aside from the other platforms and the executive search that we talked about, what's the best way, most efficient, effective way to reach out?
See, first and foremost, this is where the school should come in. When the students come into the school or they are admitted, the Alumni Association, a respective Alumni Association should get a list of those students with their credentials. This has not been happening. I hope it will happen soon. For a 2021 batch, again, being a very proactive association, we reached out through some of the Indian alumni based in Manila. And in this batch, there are 4 students who are studying. And already I have formed a mentorship WhatsApp group with these 4 students, and they're already online today. But just on a holistic picture, what is more required is that the hand holding, it's like a relay race, okay? It's the 4 to 400 meters relay race. So the first baton is given by the student to the school. And at that moment of time, the school should also involve the Alumni Association. What I would suggest the graduating students would be is that once they are coming near graduation, they will also have other people in that mentorship group who have recently graduated who will share their experiences, because you and me are ancient. We are relics. Okay, we are the mummies, pharaohs of Egypt. So the youngsters who have gone through, they are the people who will learn. And this is an evolving process. And one thing I must tell everybody time and again, AIMers will take time. Some schools have their students taking the elevator. We take the steps. But because we take the steps, we stay there at the top for a long time.
Okay, I wish we had more time because, the insight that I had just talking to you right now was that, this element of coaching and mentoring. Where can I find the right mentors and coaches to help me make these decisions along this, my job hunting way? We talked a lot about learning. When I was talking to Atul and Mario, both of them emphasized the need for learning. I didn't get a chance actually to ask them about their thoughts about mentorship and coaching, etc., which would have been an excellent topic. Just to really understand more deeply in terms of like how LinkedIn enables mentorship and coaching, and then maybe even in the executive search, I'm sure Mario himself personally is also personally mentoring and coaching not just the applicants but also the CEOs of the employers that are.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure you're also coaching the CEOs there, right? So thank you, Nikhil, for that. I appreciate that. That's probably like one of the real unique values of the Alumni Association, in terms of like just knowing that you can talk to somebody who has the experience but came from the same school experience, right? And came from the same sort of learning experience back at AIM. So maybe in the future that could be a topic, Jade, for us to maybe invite Atul again and talk about how can I find mentors and coaches and friends online. Atul, the last time we did this last year, one of the most outspoken speakers last year said that his whole career was revived because of the people he met on LinkedIn. It's a shame we weren't able to maybe like share his story to you. I'm sure you have many of those stories, but we're very happy that you guys are here and that we're providing all of these different alternatives. I want to give you guys a few seconds or maybe a minute to like share some last thoughts, maybe integrate some of the other things you've heard from the other speakers, and then maybe just give a heartfelt shot of whiskey to all of our to the audience that's still here. They need a lot of confidence, so give them your hardest shot. So maybe I'll start with you, Atul.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Prof. No, I'll say that over the last year, I have been filled with such a sense of optimism about the opportunities that lie ahead of us, the type of work that we'll be able to do and contribute to the societies and communities, that it really gives me great pleasure to be speaking to graduating classes and people who are entering the workforce now, because you are going to make a significant impact in your careers. And it's a great time to be entering the workforce and being part of that and having this impact and unfold over the next 10, 20 years and beyond. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the opportunities that you'll embrace and the challenges that you'll go through as part of this journey. So good luck. Do justice to yourself, be authentic, and do your best work.
Salamat, Atul. Salamat. Mario?
Yeah, hi. Good morning again. It actually starts with passion. So my suggestion is discover your passion and build the skills around that passion and be relentless in the pursuit of that passion. And you will be rewarded along the way. Thank you.
I just love that relentless. It's both scary and exciting at the same time, right? Okay.
Yep.
So thanks for those words of advice, Mario. Okay, Mike.
Thanks, Prof. Richard. So I think the best advice that I can give to everyone is we're in a pandemic environment and things can be really frustrating, but you have got to be patient, always try and try. There will opportunities that will come, but you have got to have this long patience. And while waiting, always continue to upskill yourself. Always take the time to really sharpen your skills so that you can really sell on later when the right opportunity comes in.
Okay. And Kuya Nikhil?
Well,
You were pare earlier, now you're Kuya. Okay.
I would just like to borrow, if there is no patent, from my Alumni Association of India's credo, which has galvanized our Alumni Association for a long time. It is SET. So I would apply the same SET to the graduating students. S, strengthen your skills. E, execute those skills effectively in the job arena. And T, then you see how you transform yourself into a newer world. So strengthen, execute, and transform.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's been an honor and pleasure. I learned a lot. I've been doing this for a long time already, but I have a lot of new realizations for my own career development. So I'm turning 50, so the next chapter is just about to begin, and I'm very inspired by Atul and Mario to maybe explore. Okay, I won't talk about it online right now. But, no, but of course,
accepted your LinkedIn invitation.
Oh yeah, okay. No, and I also followed Atul on LinkedIn, of course. So, but I think I'm inspired by the enthusiasm that Atul talked about it's the best time to join the workforce, and I'm also inspired about what Mario said about being passionate about things, tempered by Mike's call for patience, and of course challenged by Nikhil's call to transform ourselves personally. Okay, so a lot of good stuff happening today, and this is just the first panel of this virtual job fair. Okay, so on that note, I want to thank all the speakers so much. Our words cannot express the gratitude because the time that you shared with us is so valuable for everybody. So thank you so much. I want to hand it back to Jade.
Thank you, Prof. Richard, and I'm extraordinarily grateful for everyone's participation. I'm turning the floor now to Annika to award her plaques of appreciation as well as for her closing remarks.
Yes, thank you so much, Jade. And sorry, I cannot turn on my video due to unstable internet connection. So thank you again, Prof. Richard, for being the most awesome host, MC, and moderator that AIM could have. And of course, to our graduating students and alumni for joining us this morning's event. I hope our panelists were able to inspire you to jumpstart your job hunting strategies. And for our alumni who might have been derailed by the job search fatigue, will be on track again. And with this, I would also like to virtually award our plaque of appreciation. We do hope to have this delivered to your doorsteps or perhaps in your office. And if I may read, the Asian Institute of Management presents this plaque of appreciation to all our panelists. So we have Dr. Amber Wigmore, Atul Hartisanka, Mario Biscocho, Michael Viray, and Nikhil Kamath for sharing your expertise with the AIM community. Presented on the 23rd of June, 2021 at the Asian Institute of Management, Makati City, Philippines, virtually, signed by our President and Dean, Dr. Chikyong Kang. And with that, we would like to thank again our dear panelists and of course our company partners for making our very first virtual career fair possible. SGV and Company, First Gen, Nestle Philippines, Metro Bank, Republic Cement, 917 Ventures, Payer, and Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and many more, of course. Please visit their booths prepared by our industry partners. Check out their job openings, apply. Please chat with the recruiter so that they can see your profile. Attend the webinars. Actually, now Nestle is having their webinar in their booth. SGV will have theirs also at 1:30. And we will see you again at 3 p.m. for the Big Four panel webinar and for the closing of our event. We do have a networking booth as well where you can join us. So with that, thank you everyone and see you later. Enjoy the virtual career fair.
Thank you everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.